A cell, 4 walls, a steel door, a narrow bed, a space so small, yet large enough to hold a lifetime. Here, freedom shrinks into square meters. Time doesn't move in hours or days. It drips, slow and heavy, like water falling from a leaking pipe. This is prison life, as seen from the inside of a cell. The walls are not just concrete, they are mirrors of memory. They hold the arguments that led here. They echo the regrets whispered in the dark. At first, you fight them. You walk back and forth, count the bricks, scratch the days onto the surface. But eventually, the walls stop being barriers. They become companions. The ceiling, a blank canvas for thoughts. You stare until the cracks look like rivers, until the shadows become shapes of faces you once knew. At night, it is both sky and coffin lid, a reminder that the world above is far away. Meals arrive through a slit of steel, not food but fuel. A reminder that you are kept alive, not living. The taste doesn't linger, but the sound does. The clank of the metal tray, the footsteps walking away, the silence that follows. A book is not just a book in a cell. It is a window, a journey, a breath of air from a world that still spins. Every word becomes louder here. Every sentence becomes a lifeline. Because inside these walls, stories are the only doors that open. But the hardest moments are when memory arrives uninvited. A child's laugh remembered, a mother's hug replayed, a lover's last look before the door closed. The cell is never empty. It is crowded with ghosts. Some you welcome, some you try to bury, but all of them stay. Night in the cell is its own kind of eternity. The walls close in tighter. The silence grows louder. Some whisper prayers. Some hum songs to themselves. Some cry quietly into thin blankets, careful not to be heard. But always the darkness presses in, asking the same question. Will I ever be more than this cage? And yet, even here, life refuses to die. There is no mask here. No stage, no audience, only the raw truth of who you are. And if you can face it, sometimes you change. A cell is not just a cage, it is a crucible. It burns, it scars, it hardens, but it can also forge. A letter received becomes sunlight. A word scribbled on paper becomes freedom. A small routine, push-ups, writing, reflection, becomes a rebellion against despair. The cell takes everything, but it cannot take the will to imagine, to hope, to dream of air not filtered through bars. In this silence, some discover something unexpected. The cell is a teacher. It strips away distraction, forces you to face the self you ran from. Here, you learn the weight of silence, the ache of absence, the sharp edge of regret, and the fragile spark of hope. Because even in the smallest room, the human spirit still finds a way to look toward the light.